Hi guys, welcome back.
Welcome.
I did a video earlier. I don't know whether you've seen it yet. It's on just on the chuck jaws. It wasn't no turn. It was just about the chuck jaws. You know, it might be of interest to someone. Grab and have a look. But I did say I was going to do a turning today and use this up here, this chuck up here, which I'm going to do. That was a revisit. I don't know whether anyone's you probably haven't seen them, or you might go back and see it. I've done the little baby rattles, these a little while back, okay, and I've done them just by doing like a bead, you know, around the centre there. So I've done the baby rattle and I just put a bead in it like that, which a lot of stuff is what you can do. But I done one, I had to play about. I was having a little play around and I come up with doing one like this. Okay, so I put the flats on it and done it like that and done some beads in them. Just thought it makes it a little bit more, still the same, rattle, just makes it a little bit more decorative, doesn't it? You know, a bit of fun. Yep. And that's all done on the lathe, that's all turned. That's all turned. Nothing else used, no other devices used in the making of this video. There you go. Right, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you how I do it. You might know how to do them, people might have done it, I don't know, I haven't seen it done, but I'm going to do it my way and how I do it. But before I do that, have had a question on the last video from Blitz. I don't know his actual name, but I know his Blitz
1426, I think.
There you go. Yeah. Lisa's good with numbers. He asked about, because I said about bevels, different bevels on the chisels with all different grinds, and he asked about what bevels do I have on my chisels. Well, I've got loads of them, and I've got all different grinds. Okay, now on the spindle gouges, because I think he was mainly talking about the spindle gouge, but it's bowl gouges as well. Comes in all of them, really. They're all the same. Now, right, so for starters, I have this one here, which is pretty much one of my general purpose ones. Okay, I use this for a little bit of everything. Okay, and let me just see what this has got. Okay, I'm gonna get this right way round. I am the right way round, sorry. Right, okay, let's come round here. Right, now this one, I mean, see, I don't know, because I don't really measure to anything. Right, this has got 50. It's actually got 49. Okay, but it's a 50-degree bevel on it, and I put a relief bevel on the back. Okay, now that can do pretty much. Well, I'll say that it can do majority of what I do with the spindle gouge. I don't do a lot of finial stuff and all that with them. I don't turn a lot of finial. If I do, I use my smaller spindle gouges. But anyway, this is what I do at the moment. So that's got 50. Pretty good all round. Okay, then I have this one, which now this one I have has let me get this right, where am I? Right, this has got, there it is, 42, so that's got a 42-degree bevel on it. Okay, and again I've taken a relief there, which helps it in use. I'll explain a bit in a while, but that helps it. So I have that. Then I have another spindle gouge here. This one has got 45, so that has a 45-degree bevel. Okay, relief bevel. I put relief bevels on pretty much all my gouges. This little one here, I know this has got a 50. This one is running out actually, that, and I'm going to get another spindle gouge for this one. So right, now I come up here. Now this one, these are all 1/2 inch, these spindle gouges. This one has, because he was asking, right, this one has a 44. It would be a 45, but it's 44. Okay, I'm not, when I grind, I just grind. It doesn't matter to me. A degree, 2 degrees, 5 degrees, it doesn't really matter. You know, it depends on what I'm doing. A tool for a job. You know, you can't just use one grind. It's impossible to do everything with one grind. This one here, now this one has 55. So that's got a 55-degree bevel, that one. Now this one is one I use quite a lot when I'm roughing down on the outside of bowls. and I'll also use it for hollowing, some hollowing on bowls. More than man enough. People say they're not man enough. More than man enough. I don't know whoever came out with that idea, I don't know, but there you go, people do. Right, and then of course I've got my bigger ones here. These ones that I use, you've seen me use these quite a lot for the roughing down. That's again, that is a, where am I, 50, there it is, 55. That's 55 as well, that one. Okay, but it's a bigger gouge. And my bowl gouges are pretty much set up the same. Okay, between, most of them between 40 and 55 is what I have. Okay, if I go to roughing gouges are 30. They're very steep. Okay, I have 30 on those. All my roughing gouges I do to that. So there you go. That's my bevels. Reasons being, pretty much. See, if you've got easier way to explain it. Let me get a piece of wood first. Right now, same with skews and everything. If you've got a long bevel like here, and you're on a round, you can see what happens. You can't follow a curve. If you've got a shorter bevel like there, you can follow a curve and keep it in touch all the way round. So I'm going to try and show it on the different chisels. It's hard when I'm just holding. I don't know whether Lisa will get it right on the camera. She might do. She's going to come in, so I'm going to pop this in the chuck, and I'm going to see if I can get it when it's in the chuck. Right, so I'm going to just pop it in there gently like that. And I'm going to see if Lisa can see this. That when this is in touch on, actually I want it that way, so you're not going to see it. Sorry, I'm going to have to take it out because you're just not going to see it right. I can't really show what I'm on about. So when I'm coming around with a 50 degree, you got it there.
Yeah.
So with 50 degree bevel, I can stay in touch with that. So if I'm doing around the end, like when I'm going to be doing with something like this, and I'm going to come around the end, that means as I come around that curve, I can keep my bevel in contact. Okay, so I'll maintain that cut all the way around that curve. That's with like a 50 or 55. Now if I go on a 45, which we've got like here, as I come round, it is impossible for me to keep the bevel in touch. See here, look, there's a rock. There's a gap. If I hold the middle on, there's a gap between the tip and the heel. If I put the tip on, I've got a gap underneath the bevel. Now, as I'd come round, what would happen is as I come here and I've got to come off the bevel, that's when I'll get a skip. It will catch or it will skip back on me. Chances are it skip back because this is got like an uphill, so it will always want to come back this way. Okay, and that's the same as I said here. You can see it here. It's like that. There's a rock point where I can't have the whole of the bevel. Now that comes the same. I haven't got a bowl, but what I have got is I've got a cove that I've put onto a spindle, and this is the same. If I'm coming round here, I can maintain bevel contact around to the bottom of this cove. Okay, I can keep the bevel in contact all the way because I've got a short bevel there. Okay, but if I put this grind and I try to do coves, look, I get there, see the tip, I don't know whether you can see that, it's here. The tip is digging in straight away. It won't smoothly run round on it. It will dig in every time because you're going to come off of the bevel and the tip is going to hit. And that's what would happen with a bowl. And that's what happens if you try to hollow a bowl when I have... Oh, this is a big chisel for showing this. This has got a 45 degree grind. Okay, if I try to come round onto the bottom to hollow a bowl, look, there's the tip is catching. As I come down, the tip is going to hit into the, and it's going to dig in and it's going to give that and want to dive in. Okay, but 45, fantastic for coming down the side, fantastic for doing the outside of bowls. Okay, brilliant for that, but not on the hollowing when you get to come around the bottom. But if you've got a 50 degree, now I can come around, look, it does, I can slide it round and it won't dig in. It will follow the curve. I can follow the curve right round to the bottom, okay? Like that. So that better for hollowing. It's okay for doing the outside of bowls, but it's not good if you're push cutting. It's okay if you use it as a pull cut. If you come in at the side, give a twist, ride the bevel, come round, it's okay for that. But it's not good for push cut. Why? Because it should be the same. Right, the difference being with that bevel, when you do a push cut, you are pushing in on the bevel. So what you'll find as you're going around a bowl, and you'll know if it's right because you'll know that you'll come around a bowl and you'll be doing a push cut, and as you get round to that centre part of that bowl, you'll start to feel a bit of vibration, a little bit of boom, 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 boom. If you're going round the bottom of a bowl, when you come to the flat part of the bottom, you'll get a boom, 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 a little bit of vibration. That's because with that grind, when you're pushing forward to maintain the bevel, you can't float the bevel. You're tending to push. You can't help it. You're tending to push the bevel that way forward on. Okay, you're pushing it that way, so you'll get bevel bounce. You'll get it. It will give a bounce, and that's why when you come round for that lovely cut, you're coming round there and it's beautiful, and you get a nice cut. You get to there and it goes boom, 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 and then it's smoothing off again, and you'll find you've got tool marks there. Bevel bounce. That's what's causing it. You won't get that when you use the 45, because with the 45, when you're pushing on a push cut, you're actually pushing forward, so you're sliding your bevel. If you've got that and you try to push hard on that tool, it will naturally push forward. If you do it with a bevel that way and you push, you'll actually push onto the wood and it won't slide because of the flatter area. That's all that's happening. So when you come around the outside of a bowl with this one, you'll find you'll be able to get a smoother flow, okay? Because you'll be able to float the bevel around. It won't be pushing in, and that's the main difference. So,
lesson learned.
for the bottom of a bowl, a good way is a 55, but a 55 is not the best for coming around the outside, because again, it is if you do a pull cut, and you'll have to pull cut. But you'll find you'll end up coming around so far and you'll start to scrape with it, because you can't keep the bevel in contact and do that pull cut. Because if you've got the bevel in the shape of a bowl gouge, because the wings come round, you can't maintain the bevel. If you've got a bowl gouge, let me just get a bowl gouge here. I should have kept the one I had. The wings come round, so to keep a bevel in contact and pull round, here you as soon as you go lift to get that cut, that's going to want to dive straight in because of the way these wings go. They curve around. You'll come round, you'll tend to be off the bevel. So if you come across the front, you can't put the bevel on and tip, because the minute you tip, that's going to give you one almighty catch. So you will always be bevel off, and you'll know if you are. Just stop, hold it, and see if there's a gap between your bevel and the wood. And then you know you're not cutting straight because you've come off. The reason I like doing it with a spindle gouge, because of the lower wings, a spindle gouge doesn't go in the same, so you can maintain full bevel contact and come round the outside. You can keep full bevel in contact and come all the way around the outside. You're not having to roll it right over, and it's not dangerous. It doesn't dive in. That's why I like a spindle gouge the outside of a bowl. It's not to be clever. It's not that, to do something different. It's because it works. That's why I use it. Strength is nothing with strength whatsoever. The only time strength of a gouge would come in is if I was overhanging the tool rest about this amount. Okay, I never do that. Never ever. My is here, there. That has got as much strength as any other tool there when you're here. And you'll never flute up. You'll always tend to be over like this, and the strength is there. That's got as much strength as any bowl gouge has. So it's not a strength issue. It's just presenting it right. Anyway, that's enough for that. So I hope that... Oh, you did ask me. If you was going to put one grind on, I'd go for a 50. if you're only going to use one grind, I'd go for a 50. The only problem, as I said, with the 50 is good when you want to do all these rounds. If you want to come in and you want to do tiny little things like on finials and that, then really go for a different. I had it the other day. What was I doing? I can't remember what I was doing. I was doing something there, and I said I couldn't get in there because I had this grind, which is a 50 on my small gouge here, and I couldn't get in properly. I can't remember what it was doing. I was trying to get in somewhere, and I couldn't get in because I've got too much.
The birdhouse.
Yeah, I think so.
House,
yeah,
the house,
I've got too much here between the tip and the heel. There's too much metal there. So for that, I needed to go over to this one, okay, which is swept back a lot, and then I can get into that gap. That's all it is. When you put the two of them together, that can get into a lot thinner gap than what that one can, okay. And again, if I'm coming across, if you're facing off, now you know when you'll do a facing off, if I just pop that in there for a second. So when I tend to be doing the bottom of a bowl, I will say to you, I just change my gouge to, because I want to do the bottom. If I'm going to come across the bottom here, I'm out here. When I push across again, because of, sorry, there's a fly. A fly. Go away. Go away. There's a charge for lessons, mate. Get out of it. Right, because I'm here, and you come across, you do it, but you always tend to find, and you might find this, you get it yourself. If you've got this sort of grind, you'll get a bit of bevel mark on there. Because again, when you're pushing on and you're going forward, you tend to be, to keep the bevel in, you tend to be pushing it in. So you tend to be pushing in. If you go for this grind, where it's swept back and you come in, you can't push it in, it will always push across. So for going a straight cut across the bottom, a steep grind is the best if you want to get a nice clean finish, because this will push, it will just naturally all the time, it will push for, same as what I was saying outside of a bowl. That grind will push and it will go round. The only problem is when you've got a curve, is again keeping the bevel in contact on a curve. It will want to come off and go tip in. So that's why I tend to use a spindle gouge, and when I do it, I will come in, flute closed, open the flute, and I come in and I've got full bevel contact, and I'm cutting on this edge here with my full bevel in contact, and I will bring the tool around that way. And then as I come around and I come onto a straight bit, I can raise the handle, open the flute, and I can push cut that way. But I can push cut along here, cut in on this edge. You can't, if you do it with a bowl gouge, you open your flute on a bowl gouge and you come around a bowl this way, you're going to get one hell of a catch, okay? Because you can't see, because of the way it curves up, you've got to roll it over too much to get this into contact. With a spindle gouge, it's only there and it's in contact. It's not going to grab and dive in. So I can open my flute and I can get a lovely push. And it's full bevel contact. The bevel is floating. But as I said, when I come across the bottom with that, if I push that, I can push that hard, like there, okay? And I'm actually putting pressure there. But if I've got this tool and I push hard, it's always going to want to slide. It always wants to slide forward. So that's why that's better if you want to do straight across. Straight lines, straight
Sorry,
lines.
the dog just jumped up on me.
Get down, Dave.
Dave.
So that's why we do that. Exactly the same thing with skews. If you want to do a nice peeling cut, then you want a nice long bevel because you're going straight along the wood. If you want to come in and do a cove, then that is not going to maintain. And if you want to come around the end, which is the problem I had the other day, I picked up the wrong chisel. I picked up this chisel. I don't know for the life of me why. I've only just curved that grind on that, and I don't really like it. I'd rather a straight. But I come round, as soon as I come round, I'm off the bevel, onto the tip, and it skates back on you. I know what's happening. I know why it's happening. I know how to stop it from happening. But if I go over to a shorter grind, like this one, then that one can come in on a curve and it can maintain around the outside, okay, and I can maintain bevel contact. But I've just tried these, putting it is all right. It's a little bit kinder actually. It's all right depending on what I'm doing, but mainly I like a straight grind. So anyway, hope that's helped out. Yeah, sorry, bit of waffling there, isn't it? Now I'm going to start a video. This was only going to be a quick little short one. Right, anyway, it's not going to take long. I've already prepped my bit of wood. Okay, so I'm going to hold this in my shark jaws. I've put it in once. I've got number 4 there, and I've put number 4, and I've put a line. So I already roughed this down earlier, and I'm going to put it in there, and that will come, hopefully, dead centered. Look. Oh dear. Right, okay, and I've done that because now I've got to turn. It's not got to be. It ain't going to be an exact ball. It's just going to be. Use your imagination. Okay. Right, now what I'm going to do is set my calipers. So that is there already. Okay, like that, and then I'm going to transfer that to there. Put a line in, and that's where my ball is going. I'm going to turn my ball from that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to put my face shield on, and this is just going to be the start of my rattle.
Shake, rattle and roll.
So I know I've done the bevels before. As I say, guys, I can only say, whether people think it's right or wrong, whether it works for you, I don't know. It works for me. You've seen me. I pick up any tool, I grab any tool, and I use it. Okay, I've used them to hollow and everything, so they work for me. But you've got to find out what works for you. Not everything works for everyone. Not everyone's made perfect like me. So, right, okay. Right, I've transferred that line onto there. I'm going to highlight it a little bit, just so you can see it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a measurement of that. I've got 55, so there, that's the middle of it, okay? Very light line, and I'm going to work from that to do a ball, but it's not going to be an exact ball because it's not what I'm after, he says. Right, I'm going to come in with my parting tool, and I'm going to give myself a line there, and I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm just giving myself some room. Now I can't take a lot of that down because I've got to hollow this. Right. I'm going to use my spindle gouge on here. Actually, I think I'm going to use a small spindle gouge. That's a rather big one now. I don't need a big tool like that. And this is where I was saying about with the grind, because see, this grind can actually follow around. See, this can go around the corner. And it can stay in contact. Right, so I'm going to do a little bit at a time. We're going to go round on this side. Like I said, these aren't going to be exact ball shapes because it's a rattle and I don't need it to be. Now, see what I mean by the bevel staying in contact there? The bevel stayed in contact the whole way around. If I use a steeper grind, when I get to there, I'll lose it. And I'll have to go on tip, and as soon as I go tip on end grain, I'm going to skid back. Put a little line in there. I'm absolutely useless at getting my balls done. Right, getting to there. I've not come across on the top bit yet. There we go. Now I'm going to come across this way. Ease off of it there. Right, okay, I've got a little bit on that. Not that that matters actually, because I'm going to be hollowing there, so I'm actually going to put a little line in there, like so. I want a little hollow just for my drill bit to go into. So I'm going to drill a depth thing on that. Right, that's got a bit of ridges there, so I'm going to clean that. Now again, this grind's not really the best for cleaning up. It will clean it, but it's... Alright, okay, well I'm a liar, it's alright actually. See now, with a spindle gouge, I can come onto the front and I can open my flute up and I can keep the bevel in contact to do a cut round it and actually get a cut, not a scrape. If you tried that with a bowl gouge, well, you know what will happen. Right, so it's got a little bump there. I still see it. There we go, and I'm going to blend it. Right, okay, that's going to be alright for now. I've got to drill it and I've got to sand it and do all that sort of stuff with it. Right, okay, I'm going to come around this side. I'm going to use my 10mm drill bit. That's got to come up a little bit to be on centre, I think. I'm going to use the tool rest there. Right, that will be alright. There we go, that's in. Right, now what I've got to do first, I've got to get a depth. So, let me grab a little pen. I don't like to cut marks on my drill bit. I'm going to go just there. And remember, when pushing in, don't hold the drill bit like that because you will be sorry if it spins. Okay. There we go. Right, that's that done. Like I said, I've got to just follow this out. So we're going to just go in a little bit with the 6mm follower. Got a sawdust in there. This is a little 6mm mini hollower. It's got the little 6mm AU cutter on it, okay? Now, I'm not over worried about finishing it. I just want to get on. I can't go too thin because I'm actually going to put some patterning on the sides of it. But I've got to get it a bit thinner than what it is. I'm going to have a little go with, I think the 9mm. We'll go with the 9mm round if it'll go in there. Yes, it will. Just. Get the bottom done. And I think that's down to my drill bit. Right, I can't do any of the sides because I can't move it. Also, I've only got a 10mm hole, and that's a Well, actually, I must have a 12mm because that's a 12mm bar. Right, so now what I'm going to do, I've got a little tool that I made up. You see this before when I've done the last ones. Okay, it's just got a sharpened up Allen key. So I'm going to come in now. I've got to sort of push down a bit on this. It will vibrate. And that's going to make a noise, but I can't get any other tool in there, see? I'm just going to put another little edge on that. There we go, just put another little edge on it. As I ain't got a handle or nothing, it's just a piece of bar at the moment. That's all I've got. You can actually use one of your sanding arbors for this. Right, not too bad in there. See, I'll get you that 6mm hollow a little bit more. I'll just clean it up in there a bit. Give me a bit more in this corner. Just do it by feel, guys. You can't see nothing. Right. Well, I think I'm hollow enough in there, so that'd be alright. So I'm going to take a little cut across that front, just like that. Okay, nice little hole there. Now I'm going to do a little bit of sanding on it. Right, nice and smooth. Pull this up off now. I've got to come in, get a bit more of this done down here. No, I want to leave that on here. Yeah. It's particle again. Right, enough for that. Now I'm going to take that down. Come in with my steeper spindle gouge. So I want to come in and finish this around here. Okay. So we want to take a little bit off of here. Right, okay, that should be alright. We'll move some of this out. See, this is where you can't get in with the other bevel, see? So I need this a I can't get in there if I've got the 50 degree. Right, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get right in there, I'm going to take down the skew. I'm going to use my really expensive skew that I got from the boot fair the other day. Again, pick up on that bevel. Ah! I did it, see? That's where I went off, look. What a bugger. I should have come in a bit differently there. That's how I should have come in, look. Just wanted to come in on that bottom. That's alright, I'll get that off. Not with that I won't, actually. I'll get that off, don't worry. I'll come round with this spindle gouge. I've just burnt, I told you, every time I pick the bloody skew up, I don't know what it is about the skew. Every time I pick the skew up, I can spend hours playing around with it. And every time I pick the skew up on a camera, it goes wrong. Right, never mind, there you go, these things happen. Right, I've got a little bit there. Right. I don't know why I bother using the skew, but I ain't going to be beaten. No way. I've got that bit that I wanted to get. I've come round with it, so I'm just going to a little bit more sanding on that before I part it off. It's all nice. Right, there we go, that's all nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put a wax on it, but I'm going to put a bit of sanding seal on it. We've got Buster right at our feet down here. Right, I want to just put some sanding seal on it, that's all. Just like so. Shavings just to buff it a little bit. There we go, look at that. Now give it enough shine for what I want to do, okay? So we've still got the ball shape. It's not a perfect ball, it don't have to be. I'm going to turn the dust extractor off because if I let go of this or it bounces, it's going to go boom boom right down the dust extractor. That's alright, there's your parking. Right, so now we're going to part this off. Actually, that's a bit thick, that. So I'm going to use my longer beveled one, come in to get this parted off. There it is. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Right, we're off. So I've just got to do a little bit of a finish of the sand. There we go. Okay. So that's the top of my rattle. Right, I'm going to get rid of that. Stop that for a minute. Leave my little skew there. We're going to put a little bit of sandpaper across the top of this, just by hand. It's got the little nub on the top, but that's going to be all right. Like I said, demonstration purposes. Right, okay. Get all that. That's all hollowed out in there. Get all that crud out from inside. And I've got to get a little a measurement of what this is, this hole. I'm just going to use my weenie calipers here. Tiny fraction. Right, that'd be alright. I'll do it at that, my little tenon. Should be alright there. Let me see, last time I did do it down to that, but it was big. Right, okay, that's a smaller hole, this one. Right, I'm going to put that to one side for a minute, guys. And I'm going to turn the handle now for me rattle. I might as well turn it out of this, actually. Put my calipers there. Right. Let me get a chisel and get this down to some size. Okay, I'm going to use a roughing gouge first. I'm just going to get it down in size. Bit of a waste of wood, but there you go, never mind. Right, you've got to watch for that. That's where I said on that hill, that skip back, see? It skips back. Easiest way is to put a flat in there. If you put a shoulder there, you can come up to it and you won't get a skip back. Right, okay, that's going to be alright. I'll bring that down a bit more in a minute. I want to pull it out of the chuck a little bit. I want a bit longer than that. I'm just going to pull it forward a bit. About there should do it. I ain't got to be a big handle. That's it. Right, start her up again. Right, and what I'm doing here, I'm just going to use the carbide just to bring this down. I don't want to be catching the chuck with my roughing gouge. Now what I want to do is get my little tenon there. Don't need as much of that. Right, that's going to be alright. I'm going to try that in a second. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, so I don't need as much. Don't need as much wood as this. Right, that's going to do me with that. So I'm going to use my little skew. I'm going to bring the tool rest in and up a little bit. And I'm going to use my little skew. Right, now, I'm just going to check with my ball that my ball is going to go over that. That's going to be glued on, so yeah, that's going to be all right, okay? Because that will be glued on there. Put that off and goes back. So I know I've got the right size for my ball. Right, so bring that down a bit to there. Now I'm going to be doing a bit of a slope, I think. I've still got loads to take down. It's going to be a bit hard with that small skew. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Point spindle gouge. Look at those spindle gouge. Right, okay. Probably we should have put this between centres really, would have been easier to turn the handle. Wouldn't have squeaked so much neither. Right, we're quite nice there. I might just bring that down a little bit more. Then we'll come this way. Now I've got to start with the corner because I can't get the bevel to start, see? There we go, lovely and smooth there. Right, now this is going to be awkward because I ain't got as much wood here as I would have liked. We're going to part in there and give myself a little bit of room. Not that height, I ain't. We'll get rid of some of this from inside the chuck. That's it, that'll give me a little bit of room, so you'll be able to get in there then. So I can there we go, that's all I want to get is round like there. Right, that's a bit awkward there because that's going uphill. So there we go, we've brought that down there onto that. We've just got to blend this in. There we go. Get rid of this. Very awkward, so I'm right up against the chuck. You know, a person that thought about it, I don't even need sanding really. A person that would have thought about it wouldn't have, let's put a sandpaper. Yeah. Couldn't find it, sorry. It's even wobbling about a little bit now, but there you go, that's all I'm going to do on that. Get sanding sealer. There you go, that's nice. Right, now, where's my long skew? I want to come in here without falling off the tool rest. Put that cut there. And take that off. There you go. Right, if I weren't doing this on video, guys, there, it's a nice smooth finish, okay? I can use a skew if I want to. If I was doing this just in my own time, I weren't doing this on a video, I would have put another piece of wood on and brought it out the chuck and done everything the way you would do it, okay? This is just for demonstration purpose, that's all I'm doing. Right, so I've done that, that's that done. Right. Put that there with the full bit, get rid of those, get rid of this chuck, take my face shield off for a minute, let myself breathe. Yes, when you do it on video, guys, I don't know. Yeah, I use a skew, I can stand here and use a skew all day, I can have a good play with it. Give me 5 minutes to get into what I'm doing and I'm fine. But for some reason, the minute I pick a skew up
on camera,
fuck off. It just goes. I don't know what it is. It's a curse. I'm cursed to not use a skew on camera. Right, I'm going to put this chuck on for now.
What was that you fudge up?
No, I'm not going to lie about it. Right, okay, so now what I've got my... are you on camera or not?
I am. Oh.
Right.
He jumped
Stop
up
playing
at
with the
me.
dog.
He jumped up at me.
Okay, I've got my handle, I've got my ball tight for my rattle. I've got a little bit of a mark on that bottom, but never mind. Like I said, demonstration. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put something in it to make it rattle.
Shake, rattle and roll. No, Buster, no.
Like that. Putting that side.
Yeah. Come on, out. That's a good boy.
Right, okay. Now, I'm going to use a bit of super glue. Come on, out you come. No, the bottle's a little bit clogged. Let me get that off. That's it. It won't be clogged now. Right, a little bit of super glue on there. Just pop that in so it goes around it. Yep, that's all right. A little bit on that bit there. Right, and then what I'm going to do, that ball there, I'm going to put a little bit of accelerator on it and pop that in there. Like so. Yep, that's on. A little bit of accelerator. Like so. A little bit of tissue just to wipe any excess off. Right. So,
Yeah.
I've got my rattle, okay? Right, so now is the bit on how we'll do the other bits. Right, now first thing I've got, actually that's what I meant to do before I took it off. See, I'm not thinking here. I meant to do a bit of an index on it to get my point, so I'm gonna have to do that now. Actually, I'm just gonna pop it in here. And I'm going to use that to actually centre it, because that's my tail stop. Right, I'm going to grip that in there. Oops. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my index system on here. I just want to get... Right, okay. There we are. I'm going to bring my tool rest up. Just make sure I've got this at centre. Yep, that'll do. Right. So that's going to be one. I meant to do this actually before I took it out, took it off. I forgot about that because again, doing it on camera, innit? Yeah. 3. I was going to put a line around the centre of it and everything, but there you go. Forgot about that bit. Right, okay, that's it, guys. I've got my 4 lines. I just used that index system because it's I'm only doing the 4 lines. Right, okay, so I've got the 4 lines, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Right, so now I'm going to get this in my chuck, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a point in my tail stop, just to line up that line, because I want it to be centre, see? Right, and then I tighten down in my chuck. You can't mark it because it's in the wood, and that's it. Right, so I know that's centered, it's in line with that line, and I know that's on center, as close as it needs to be. Right, let's take that out, turn this round, get on center, and now this is the bit where we do make sure that misses. It does. Right, okay, face shield on. I'm going to use my little 6mm follower for this. I've got the other one here, the 12mm bar. I've got this one, right. Use my little 6mm follower, start her up. A little bit high there. Now, I'm going to pull that away. I'm not going to put my hand there while that's spinning. I'm going to go back here, I'm going to put it in like that so I know the handle's not going to hit nothing. And this is why you don't want to hollow the sides out too much. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a just like so, just like that. They're nice and smooth. Just smooth that edge there. There we go, let's have a look what we got. Right, there we go. That's our first one done on there. So now I need to get a mark like there. That's going to be pretty much for the next one. And then I'm going to move that out, bring this up. Again, loosen off, turn around, bring this in, line that mark up there with the life center and tighten down. There you go. Oh, hang on, that handle's moved forward a bit. It's got handle I want to be straight. Let's just loosen it a bit. There we go. Straight up with the handle, and we're in line. That's it there. Right, I might be slightly micro off, but you know, it's demonstration. Don't shoot me. Right, okay, now we do the next one, and what we're going to do, we're going to start up and we're going to put our little mark on. Close enough. If I weren't rushing, guys, I'd take a bit more time to do this, and it's just, video's been long enough, and you get the idea. Right, there we have number 2. So pull that out of the way, bring this down. And keep the handle straight up. Come in here, make sure we're in line with the line. We are. So I can tighten that down. Everything's tight. Right, nothing's going to hit. Still a bit of fluffy bit. Like I say, you can take your time, you can sand these and finish it and do all that if you want. You know, well, when you do it, you will do. I would advise you do. One, undo, sorry. Go straight up, there we are. Tighten up on that. Bring that out of the way. Make sure nothing's going to hit. It's all tight. Yep, all good. Start up. Jump out of the way. There we go. I'm just going to take that centre out because I know I'm going to stab my elbow in it any minute. I absolutely love this little 6mm. I really do. Go on, take one more cut and go through it. There we are. You can even just do a nice little speed with it as well. Well, that one's probably slightly different to the others, but never mind, you get the gist. I'm more just showing you how to do it. It's done, that's it. Right, and there we go, guys. That's now. I would just put some finish on it and stuff like that if I'm doing it for a thing. I mean, but there you go. It rattles, and there you go. Right, hang on 1 second. Let me take my headgear off. Let me put my chisel back where it lives. Right, and my calipers.
Mr. OCD.
And my chuck key. Right, that's all back where it... Oh, no, hang on, let's take my chuck off of here. We don't want to be leaving that on there, do we? Right, there we go. And I did say about how you make these jaws, so if you want to have a look, go back on the video I've put up just before this one, or the first one on scoops, and that'll tell you how I'd make the wooden jaws for that. Right, so there we go. As I said, I haven't put no finish on these guys because it's gone on long enough, okay, so I don't want to be mucking about. The video's gone long. I lost my track several times of where I was going. I was meant to actually do those marks before I took the ball off. What I was actually meant to do was put a line around the centre, okay, just a little thin pencil line, and then do the indexing and get your 4 points, okay, so that when you turn it, you want it to be square, like this and like this on your 4 points, okay. 3 of them are the same. The last one I done the centre bit a little bit bigger on it. Who gives a damn? Well, come on. This is just for demonstration. It's not finished properly. I've got that little catch on that skew, which I knew I would. I should have just taken another little cut on that. Should have stuck to doing it with spindle gouge, really. Much better tool. Right, anyway, there you go, guys. So that's it. That's how I do my little get that little bit of tear out there. That's it. That's done. Well, it's not a tear, it's just a little bit of, that's how I do my little bit on the rattle. So there you go. Be careful what finishes or what woods you use if you are giving it to kids, because you know, if you actually poison someone's child, they tend to get the ump. I don't know why, but they do. They get a bit of the ump with it. So there you go. There you go, guys. Anyway, that's another rattle. Just a little bit of fun. I mean, it's just, it makes it a bit different to the usual putting beads around the outside of it, and you know, they're hollowed a bit thinner because obviously I didn't have to go in and do. They don't go too thin, because then when you do these side bits, you will end up going through it. Okay, but that's enough for kids, you know. And make sure to keep them heavy enough as well. But I've used little pebbles in there, because then when, you know, little whatever his name is or her name is, it's off at nursery, and one of the kids nicks their dummy, it needs something heavy enough to and he's saying with a bit of weight to go, give it back like that.
It's mine.
Right, anyway, there you go, guys. So just a little take on doing the rattles. Just a little, there you go.
Something different.
Right, thank you for joining me, guys. Hope that helped with the bevels. I know it waffled on for a bit, but sometimes these things to explain. That's why I didn't put it in an email, because it would have been a book and not an email. So there you go. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys. Get rattling.
Christmas ornaments soon.
Oh my
It's
God.
coming.
Here we go.
Winter's
Ding,
coming.
ding, 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 ding. I can hear Santa coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
See you later, guys.
Oh, we watched it. It's ended.
Oh yeah, we
it's
watched
ended.
the last episode last night, and that's
Yeah.
it. Game of Thrones is finished for us now,
That's
so
it.
now we've got to watch something else.
Yeah.
Find something else to watch.
Yeah.
Strictly will be on soon, won't it? Strictly, that'll be on soon. Actually, it should be starting this weekend or next weekend, shouldn't it? Strictly,
No.
because it's normally on for
It's
Halloween.
usually for, yeah.
So
Cool.
right, anyway, toodle pip, guys. See you on the next one.
Keep dancing.